Just about ready to button up the transmission on the Farmall M. Picked up some of this high torque gasket maker to seal in between the pieces of the gasket. But before I put the cover on, I want to fill it with oil, because it's going to be a lot easier to dump 13 gallons of oil just right in here versus through that little hole. Like I said, it holds 13 gallons, and we're using this Chevron Delo gear oil 80W90, courtesy of Ocean State Oil and Chevron. It's a lot of oil. It's kind of satisfying watching it pour, though. About 11.5 gallons, and we're right at the check plug. There's the small bead of silicone. All right, I got the cover picked up with the engine hoist. Now we need to make sure the gears are all in neutral so that the shift forks line up. All right, I got all the shift forks in their spots. The dowel pins are lined up. Gasket looks good. Now, before we're completely set down, I'm gonna make sure all the gears work. Looks good. Got all the bolts in, and we have pretty good squeeze out of the silicone all the way around. I'm gonna wait for the silicone to cure, and then we can torque down all the bolts and then take a razor and cut off the excess, because that looks really ugly, having the stuff splooging out. But now that we have this cover on, we can make a lot of progress, starting with the brakes. A couple days later, we've made quite a bit of progress. I have both brakes on and working, as well as the clutch pedal. I still have to put the springs on, but I will do that after the top coat of paint is on. We also got both hubs on. We have them set about 1 inch from the axle housing for now. Hopefully it fits on the trailer. We're at 74.5 right now, and the trailer's 83.5. Now I want to get the bell housing on. For the bell housing you go on, got this part of the input shaft coupler on. I also want to put the throw-out carrier in. Here's the clutch kit. There's our clutch disc and bearings. And that one is our throw-out bearing. And it's pretty much standard procedure for me to put retaining compound on these throw-out bearings. We got the bell housing on, and a nice engine crane is an indispensable tool for working on heavy things. Just 6 bolts hold this on, and now I'm gonna put the throw-out bearing on. A little grease on there. Put this on. There it is, and now we have to put the spring from there to there.